It's time for Real Estate 101 with the Karey Brown team from Realty Executives Preferred Advisors.
Good Sunday morning to you. This is Karey Brown, broker-owner of Realty Executives Preferred Advisors, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. Today, I am here with Gabe O'Shea. He is the Executive Director of Forge. How are you, Gabe?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about what is Forge.
Yes, Forge, our mission is to attract and retain young talents to the greater Topeka area.
That was short.
Now, that's very broad, right? Now we get into specifics. So how do we do that? Well, we do a lot of events. We do a lot of initiatives. And throughout the show, we kind of get into some of them.
So let's start with how was Forge formed?
Okay, we were originally Fast Forward. So some people may know us that. We actually rebranded October 20th of 2016. And with that rebrand, we really wanted to refocus the purpose of our organization onto really our mission. And so before it was more of a social club, people come out, but some of the feedback I got when I took over was it was kind of a cliquey group. It wasn't, not everyone felt involved. And so we want to make sure that this was for everyone in our community, and not only that, but outside community, that we can really make a difference and move the needle on our mission. So with that, we kind of rebranded it, and we actually made it so membership is free. So before you had to pay to be a member of our organization, now it's free for anyone to join. That's because of our 6 benefactors. So we have 6 companies that stepped up to the plate, that believed in our mission, believed in what we're doing, and said, we're going to support you financially. So the young professionals don't have to pay anything. And those 6 are Advisors Excel, Bartlett & West, Capital Federal, Federal Home Loan Bank, Washburn University, and Westar Energy.
Awesome. So what is the typical age demographic for Forge?
Yeah, our age demographic is 18 to 40-year-olds.
So definitely for the young entrepreneur and, helping them stay in tune with what's going on. Yes.
So it's a very broad target audience. So I really like to break it up, just generalization, into 2 separate categories. So the 20s and then the 30s. So really people in their 20s, we try to do events and stuff, the more socializing, that they're out and about meeting other people, that they can get involved in the community. They can learn more about the community. And then really our 30s, that target audience, they more are seasoned, they're more already into the careers, and they are very busy. So we try to do more professional development event. Feedback we got is they more want to come to events that they can really grow as a person, but also as a leader and in their business. And so we have a very wide target audience, but we do a very good job, and that all starts with our leadership team.
Absolutely. So who is your leadership team? Yeah,
we have 20 individuals throughout the community that make it up. They're all volunteers. They're a very diverse group of representatives. Our chair this year is Sean Frost. He's with the Washburn Foundation. Our past chair is Nathan Morris. He's with Marion Roofing. And then our chair-elect, who's going to be chair next year, is Ty Heiston with Heiston Financial.
Gotcha. So what kind of events are you guys doing to keep everybody in the flow?
Perfect. So one thing we started this year was the third Thursday, we started a pub club. This is more kind of catering to our 20-year-olds, but anyone's welcome to come to it. This is where we go around and check out a different restaurant or bar on the third Thursday, and it's more of people come and just interact and just see the bar scene in Topeka, but also meet other young professionals, young talents. It's a really great way for people that are new to our community to really get plugged in and really just learn more about Topeka and also build friendships.
And how would they find out more about you guys? So say they're new to the community, they want to get started. Where would be the best place to get the most information about you guys?
Come right to our website, topekaforge.org. Lowercase, one word, topekaforge.org. And that's where you can sign up. And it's free, as I already mentioned. And that's where you will get our weekly e-news. So we have a new e-newsletter that we send out every Thursday that just kind of have our events, but also interesting things happening in the community that they can be more aware of. And also follow us on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram.
Absolutely. And Forge is Forge.
That is correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So say you're a young entrepreneur. What would you expect to learn from this group?
Oh, that's a great question. So one of our pillars is business development. So really our business development pillar really caters to the entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs. So really one aspect of it is mentorship. So really you get to be with other entrepreneurs, and really you can just really build friendships, really learn about what other people have done, and they can really give you guidance. but it's also just sharing ideas. Right now, I know there's a couple of Forge members that are actually kind of teaming up and are starting a business, which is exciting. They met through Forge, and then they both kind of had entrepreneurship mindset, and they decided to kind of do a partnership. That's just one great example of how bringing people together and just giving them the resources and the space, and the creativity's there, and it's awesome. And right here in Topeka, which is what our mission's all about, the greater Topeka area, we want to showcase Topeka and have people want to come here, but not only that, but live, work, and play here in Topeka.
Prior to starting the show, we were talking about a young entrepreneurs program that you guys are working on. So tell me a little bit about that. Yeah, so I was just telling you about, I had a meeting before this I just came from, and I met with youth entrepreneurs, and they are an organization that caters to high school students, and they're actually in 10 states now. They were formed in Wichita, Kansas. They've been in Topeka, I'll say about 5 years, and they teamed up with USD 501, so those schools, all the high schools, which Highland Park, Topeka High, Topeka West, and they have mentors that go in there and kind of teach these high school students. They can take a class to learn about entrepreneurship and how to start your own business. And they actually have a project where they actually pick a business and they create it, and they actually get some money, and they get to see how it all goes. So it's real life example. It's real world stuff. So I think it's a very fascinating idea. And one thing, Forge, we're going to be promoting it to our members to just, hey, this opportunity to volunteer, to mentor high school students and really give back to our community. Absolutely. That sounds amazing. So you guys have got a really interesting intern program. It's called Top City Interns. Tell me how that works.
Yes. So this was actually an inaugural year. So for sure we've done this, and we've had 191 interns that have participated this year. We just finished up a few weeks ago with the program, and they came from 27 different companies throughout the greater Topeka area. So these are from small businesses all the way up to big corporations. And the whole goal of Top City Interns is to showcase the quality of life and Topeka assets that we want these interns to choose Topeka to live, work, and play. This kind of came about last year. A few businesses teamed up to share their intern programs so they can kind of have interns kind of see different aspects of Topeka. And then talking with the executives in the business community and also the HR professionals, we saw a need that Topeka, there's a talent shortage. There's more people leaving Topeka than there are coming here. And so the businesses really need to think outside the box of how are we going to showcase Topeka. And young people nowadays, they don't choose a business, they choose a location. They choose a city that they want to live, and then they'll find a job. And so it's the businesses here in Topeka, we're on the forefront now of thinking that way. And so with this program is we are selling Topeka. We're selling the quality of life. So we started off the summer doing an event at the Topeka Zoo. They got to go behind the scenes and feed all the animals. They got food. They got pop, water. If you're over 21, they could drink beer. It was this great event, and we had over 100 of the interns, and then also a lot of their executives in the community and their bosses and their mentors all came out. And that really was our kickoff event. And then we did 2 lunch and learns. So we had Cody Foster, the founder of Advisors Excel. He kind of shared his story about where he came from and why he chose Topeka. And then he also shared with the interns some of his investments that are coming up. Everyone knows about the Cyrus Hotel. Everyone's very excited about that. And that's something that really got the interns excited to see, wow, look at all these new things coming in downtown Topeka. We also had a lunch and learn with Mark Burrell, CEO of Westar Energy. He also shared his story of how he's been all over the country and how he loves Topeka. He loves the quality of life, and him and his wife now live here. They have 3 kids that are all grown, but he just talks about the aspects of Topeka and why he chose it. And this is really just kind of education and also a piece of just showing what Topeka offers. The opportunity is why I chose Topeka. It's why a lot of young people choose Topeka, because at a young age, you can get very involved. You can get involved in the community. You can get very involved in your company. You can move up the ladder fast. And it's just the right opportunity right here. If you go to a big city, you kind of are a number. You get plugged in. It's already been made. Topeka, we're going to be growing here these next few years. And these interns, we showed them that. And we are now going to be doing follow-ups on them and keeping metrics. So this year is going to be our baseline. So we're going to have the data and see how many of these 191 interns chose to live in Topeka, that got offered a job in Topeka, declined it, and also why. what can we do better? It's also a two-way street. It's okay, if you didn't choose Topeka, that's okay, but can you understand your reasoning? Why you went to another city, you went out of state. What was the demographics? What can Topeka do that we can maybe get young talent that wants to stay here? And so this is a very exciting. We're evolving into it, and we really next year it's going to be even bigger. We're going to have more companies engaged and involved, and we're already kind of planning for next year's Top City Interns.
I totally agree with that. I know my husband and I and our kids have always traveled a lot, and we really wanted them to see all the different cultures and the different cities and just really understand what the world was like so that they could come home and say, hey, Topeka is a good place. And I hear people all the time saying, well, there's nothing to do in Topeka. Well, in reality, that just means you're not looking, because there's just tons and tons of things to do and ways to get your family involved in, and all different demographics. I also coach agents around the country to help them build their business. And it's amazing how they say, well, that won't work here. Well, nobody would have thought that we would have sold 184 homes last year as a very small group in Topeka. So it really kind of all depends on your mindset, too. You're happy where you believe you're happy. So, and as far as growing your business and making it be something, it really just takes having the positive mindset to make that happen.
I totally agree with that. I mean, everyone says why. I have the philosophy, why not? It's all about your belief, and that's what Forge. We want to forge Topeka forward. We want to really transform Topeka, and it's going to take everyone. It's not going to take one person, two people. It's going to take a whole community rallying behind and really believing that Topeka we can improve the quality of life here. We can improve our schools. We can improve our businesses. We can grow as a community and everyone prosper. And so this is a very exciting time to be in Topeka, and I totally agree with that. And the interns, I think we really did a great job. It was very successful. Another interesting part of that intern program was, of the 191, coming into it, we thought that there's going to be a lot of just local kids. This was really a national program where the kids came from. So we have all the data, and they came from 23 different states, all the way from people from New York City to San Francisco, down in Austin, Texas. They came all to Topeka, Kansas, and they came from 32 different colleges or universities throughout the United States. So it really was, people were coming here from all over the country, and a lot of them was the first time seeing Topeka, Kansas. And I'm a big believer on first impressions are everything. And so out of this program, one of the side effects is they're going to be going back to their colleges, and they're going to be talking about Topeka. They're going to be telling about their experiences, and Top City Interns made a difference on that. They're going to be really telling them what Topeka is all about, what you can do there, how we have an art district in Noto that's in North Topeka that's fabulous, that is just going to continue to grow. We have a downtown that is just going to be booming here in the next few years, and it was just really cool experience to be a part of that. And just a lot of the credit goes to our two chairs of that, Bob Ross and Kim Kinesi. They're the two that really teamed it all up. Bob works for Payless, and Kim works for Westar Energy. We also had a committee of a lot of HR and executives from throughout Topeka's businesses that really met regularly and really helped plan this and really make this successful. And also, I got to give credit to Go Topeka. They really put some money behind it because they saw this as a workforce development, which it is. It's a return on investment. We're selling Topeka. We're selling these kids to why they want to live here. And we think it's going to move the needle. I'm very excited to see the results moving forward.
One of the great ways to get involved in the community is by registering to vote. So tell me, you guys have got some really good initiatives going, ways to get the word out there. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we have a voter registration. It's Forge Your Future, and it is presented by Dynamic Computer Solutions of Topeka. And this initiative is we want to increase the number of registered voters, 18 to 24-year-olds, and also 18 to 44-year-olds. So we've got the data, and it's kind of blew my mind. The percentage of 18 to 24-year-olds hasn't been over 10% the last 5 years in Shawnee County. So this is the data we got from the Shawnee County Elections Office. And so we're setting a stretch goal. We're setting a goal which we don't know if we're going to reach or not. We're working every day. We're working at it. We're pushing social media. We're doing events. We're going door to door to get people registered because we see how important it is to just your vote counts. And so our goal is 10% of 18 to 24-year-olds here in Shawnee County we want by the general election. So they still have a month or two to really register to vote before you can. And then November 7th, go out to the polls. And it doesn't matter who you vote for. It doesn't matter where you vote, but you have a right. And this is one of the great things about our country. And you really have a chance to really choose who you want to help lead our community and really impact our community. So that's one of the things. And then also for 18 to 44-year-olds, why it's 44 is because the data, they don't break it down that specifically to 40. And so what they broke down was 18 to 44. So that is our goal this year is to have 44% of 18 to 44-year-olds registered to vote in our community. So not even half, but right now that hasn't happened in the last 5 years either. So both of these are stretch goals we're going for. And we have Angel Romero from the United Way. He's on Forge's leadership team. He's an amazing person. He's very passionate about this and just giving information, just education, letting people know how easy it is to register. And all of our Forge events, we have forms where people can register. We're pushing it on all of our social media because I think, as you agree with this, is just have the opportunity to vote. This is everyone's right. And so we just want to have an opportunity. If people want to, we want to make it as easy as possible for them.
So thanks for joining us for Real Estate 101. We're going to be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Southwest Topeka has a good neighbor. State Farm agent Jim Garrison, now at 29th and Urish. If your current insurance situation has you going around in circles, get off the roundabout and stop in and meet Jim and his wonderfully efficient staff. Let Jim Garrison give you a quote and make the Garrison comparison. He's confident that with State Farm's competitive rates, the right coverage, and his unmatched service, you'll want to make him your new insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Jim Garrison is there for you, northeast of the roundabout at 29th and Urish.
Thanks for joining us. This is Karey Brown, broker owner of Realty Executives Preferred Advisors, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. And I'm back with Gabe O'Shea. Gabe is the executive director of Forge, and we've been talking about all of the great things that Forge does for the young community here. And so let's talk about the 4 pillars of Forge and what that means and how you guys make everything work.
Yeah, so when we rebranded from Fast Forward to Forge, we really wanted to restructure, and what do we stand for? How are we going to complete our mission? And so we really decided on, we did a lot of research, a lot of planning of what does Topeka need? What do we need for young professionals that we can really push, and that can be the pillars that we will have for the success of our organization. And those 4 pillars that we came up with was business development. Under business development, you have entrepreneurship. You have how do we increase the number of businesses here in Topeka. Their second pillar is diversity and inclusion. This is something that's very important to just have a diverse community, but also have an inclusive community. Young people everywhere, they want a place that they feel welcome, that they feel like you can come here and you can be part of the community. And so we have a fantastic diversity and inclusion pillar that led by Lonnie Walker, and he just does a great job of really just doing events and really partnering with other organizations to increase that. The third pillar is leadership. Lauren Edelman, she has actually on a full-time job, she does leadership. She's with the Washburn Leadership Institute, and this provides professional development. So as earlier talking about, people want to grow as a person, but also grow in their respective business and profession, and our leadership pillar provides opportunity to really get involved and to really grow. We had LeadCon earlier this year. This was an event that was very successful. We had over 50 people attend, and they just learn about ways to really develop their leadership skills in different organizations in the Shawnee County area that you can go and you can get part of to really become a better leader. Because I'm a big believer that anyone can lead anywhere, anytime. And that's one of the KLC principles, and that's something that they also apply. And that's also something in Topeka we're going to be evolving that is try to enhance our leadership skills with everyone in the community. And really the fourth pillar is attraction and retention. This is a sexy word for entertainment. So entertainment, this is everything from our events to concerts. So we've had 2 concerts since we've been here downtown. We do a lot of just really fun, unique events. We did a taco ride a few months ago, and that taco ride was a big success. So they rode Shunga Trail from Washburn University down to East Topeka to this taco treks, 8 tacos, rode back.
And rode as in rode bicycles,
bicycles,
right?
yes. Yeah. Topeka, people brought their own. People also use the Topeka Metro bicycles. It's twofold. It is just kind of encouraging getting out in the community. 'Cause one thing about Topeka, and this is something I should have touched on earlier about with the interns, is Topeka's parks and Topeka's outdoor spaces is amazing. There's so many great places to go to just experience. Some of my favorites, Governor's Mansion, go out there, the trails out there, Lake Shawnee, Hidden Gem is Iliff Commons up north. If people haven't seen that, it's a pretty cool place to go. Good view of the city from up on the hill to the Shunga Trail. And so really it's that, and it also goes back to showcasing that Shunga, there's a perception that, the Shunga Trail, you don't want to go east of Topeka Boulevard, and that's just not true. That some people told us, we wouldn't do that. So it's kind of breaking down those stereotypes and just showing that Shunga Trail is a great thing. And so we rode over to the taco trucks in East Topeka, and just a fun time. And it's just kind of showing that, hey, we're all one community. We want to build bridges, and we want to break down silos. And that's one thing that that road did. And it also is just a fun, unique event. So everyone had a good time at it.
Absolutely, which goes back to, if you think there's nothing to do in Topeka, you're not looking. There's a site that's 365 or something like that.
Topeka365.com.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Totally drew a blank there. Seriously, there's something to do every day, if not multiple things. So definitely check that out and get involved. Okay, so with having the interns coming in, I know we talked on the break about there being a housing shortage. In your opinion, and I have my own, what in your opinion would you like to see happen in the Topeka community to make that more accessible for the younger community?
Yeah, in my opinion, is I think we need to have more apartments, more places that would be young, professional friendly. I think we need to have a downtown grocery store. I think we need to have more living spaces because young people, I've talked to a lot of the interns and talked to them. They want a place where they can bike to work, they can walk to work, they can walk to the grocery store, all in one place. It's really urban living. And that's something where there's a few places in Topeka that provides that, but few and far between. And then also just cool houses. I mean, people want to be around other young people, just have some cool, unique neighborhoods to live in. And something that I really see with housing is Topeka's going to be growing. I know Topeka hasn't grown in a long time. I fully believe that Topeka's going to be growing these next 5 years with all of the investments and all of the change that is happening. And so really looking forward is we need more houses. We need more. There's going to be a housing shortage, right? We've had the same population. There's not much building going on here in Topeka, but there's more people coming in. Where are they going to stay? And so this is something that I see a need moving forward. And I'll let you just pipe in and see what your thoughts are on it.
I know this year in particular, and if you look at all the stats, this is the year for sellers. So if you've ever thought about moving, this is it. It will shift again, and it's going to shift more towards the buying community. So now would be a great time to, if you wanted to build, would be a great time to do that and then sell your current home. Also with apartments, if they were to build more, I know that helps to solidify the younger community and put that in. I know with Lawrence it's worked, Kansas City it's worked, so there's no reason why it won't work here. But the same thing goes for homes. We are seeing a younger and younger group buying homes. I mean, my son just bought his at 22. He did buy one that once it's fixed up, he's got a lot of equity into it. Kind of helps that your mom's a real estate agent. But at the same time, there are so many opportunities out there that the young community doesn't always think about, or there just isn't something that available to them. So it really is one of those things, investing in your future, making sure you're investing right. We go to great lengths to make sure that our clients are buying in the right areas, the right time frame to return their investment. So like we had one recently, a young couple could possibly be deployed. Logically they should have stayed where they were. But at the same time, they wanted to get out into the country just in case they didn't get deployed because they didn't want to stop life. So with that, we found a home that would be great to fix up. Once they're done with it, it's going to be worth significantly more than what they bought it for. So they're going to walk away with equity just the same. So there are always those things that, as real estate agents, and especially with our crew, we take and go to great lengths to educate the consumer on so that they know that they're making the right investment. And, you also get pre-qualified for significantly more than what you probably should spend in any demographic, as any price point. So really understanding that and asking the questions. We don't try to upsell you. We want you to buy lower in a lower range than what you can truly afford because we don't want you to be house poor. So it really boils down to education.
Yeah. And just to add to that is just the cost of living in Topeka is amazing. If you look at how much it costs to go to big city, try to buy a house now, and what you can afford here, how much more you get bang for your buck. That's one. It's just fabulous. One thing, I just got married a few months ago. My wife and I, we were early stages of starting to discuss buying a house, and we're like, wow, this is amazing. The opportunity in Topeka to buy a house and really own that, and then return on investment is fantastic. The equity you get from it, and just the cost of living is phenomenal here.
Absolutely. One of my fellow coaches, her daughter's getting married. They live out in Huntington Beach, California. You can't even get a one-bedroom condo for what most of us are living in a very, very nice home in. I mean, it's just not even possible. And it's not in the best of areas. I coach a client in New York, and same thing. I mean, you're getting 500 square feet for the same price that I pay for 4,000 square feet. So it's just a huge advantage by living in a smaller area that, like Topeka, where you do have the diversity and you do have the availability and all of the possibilities. So it's definitely, don't discount where you live, I guess would be what I would say, because you could have it so much worse. I mean, you could be living in a cracker box, spending, $3,000 a month just to stay there, and you're on the third floor with no elevator. Mm-hmm. So
people always think the pasture's greener on the other side, and Topeka's a great place to live, work, and play. And it's just I'm blessed to live in Topeka and to be here right now.
So if I could just get you guys to insert an ocean, salt water closer by, I'd be good with that.
I'll work on that. I'll see what I can do with that.
Thanks for listening to Real Estate 101. Gabe, if they want to get involved, tell them again how they should locate you guys.
TopekaForge.org. Forge is Forge. Just go to our website and just register. It's free to join. And just follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we'd love to have you, anything, come to our events to really being more involved, planning events, being on our leadership team. We would just love to have you and just showcase Topeka to you.
Absolutely. And if you're looking to buy or sell, go out and check out our website. It encompasses clear into Missouri, up to the Nebraska border, down to about Lebo, and clear out to Junction City. So we have 4 MLSs all on one. You can see thousands of homes. So go out and check out TopekaAreaHomes.com and give us a call at 785-213-5188. You can also follow us on the Twitters and the Instagrams and all that. You can link to that all from the Facebook site, which is Realty Executives Preferred Advisors. Thanks again for listening to Real Estate 101.
Thank you for listening to Real Estate 101 with the Karey Brown team from Realty Executives Preferred Advisors. Tune in again next Sunday at 11 o'clock for Real Estate 101.